Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Have you ever noticed in those Twilight Zone marathons that an episode seems to pop up that you've never seen before? Well, that's happened for me, and it makes sense because there was 156 episodes made. The creator Rod Serling ranked #1 in TV Guide's 25 Greatest Sci-Fi Legends. His original show ran from 1959 to 1964. It's said that Rod once invited viewers to submit for your approval scripts for the show. He got 14,000. There's a signpost up ahead. It says, "Stop!" Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls, and they never once mentioned the kid's father. I don't think he even had visitation rights. Something else that went missing on the Brady Bunch was in those bathroom scenes. Where was the toilet? The fact is, the censors came in and said, "This is a family show, no toilets." Now imagine this. Eve Plum, who played Jan, was up for the role of Reagan in The Exorcist. Marsha. The fact is, the Brady Bunch has been on the air every day somewhere in the world since it first aired in the late 60s. That's an over 40-year daily dose of the Brady Bunch. What a legacy. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. I have decided to accept this mission. And the mission is to talk about the Mission Impossible theme song, which started on a TV classic and is still being used in the blockbuster movies today. The fact is, Lalo Schifrin had originally written a different theme song for the show, but the creator Bruce Geller didn't care for it, so he made the tape self-destruct. But seriously, Geller used a throwaway musical cue that Schifrin had written for the end of the first episode. And thus, out of the trash can came one of the most famous and highly used TV theme songs of all time. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. So what do Speed Racer and Elvis Presley have in common? Quite a bit. The Japanese animated cartoon was produced in the late 60s and was highly influenced by Elvis's movie Viva Las Vegas. That movie was a big hit in Japan, and the creators drew off the look of Elvis the race car driver to create their character Speed Racer. But it goes further than that. For example, Anne Margaret's role as the helicopter-flying love interest of Elvis, Rusty. She clearly influenced Speed Racer's helicopter-flying love interest, Trixie. The Mach 5 seemed to be a mashup between 2 cars that Elvis actually drove in his race movies, the first being Viva Las Vegas, and another one from the movie Spin Out. Speaking of Spin Out, didn't you love when Speed Racer would lose control of the Mach 5? And then with a mere push of the button on the steering wheel, all was well again. But with all this borrowing aside, it was still a great cartoon with great storytelling that eventually made its way to the big screen as well. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and romantic. Of course, I'm talking about the Addams Family, but more specifically, Gomez and Morticia.
Gomez.
Morticia.
Gomez.
Morticia.
It's said that John Astin and Carolyn Davis wanted to portray the couple as having a grand romance. And this was just to counter all the frigid portrayals of married couples on TV at the time.
Darling, you think of everything.
So all Morticia really had to do was speak one word in another language. Tish! That's French! And next thing you know, there's Gomez kissing his way right up her arm. And you know, in none of the episodes he ever makes it to her lips. And of course, there were all those great pet names they had for each other. It was an inspiring, yet spooky, love affair. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. The 1960s Batman had plenty of villains and guest stars to fill their shoes. And it's pretty well known that some of the villains were played by multiple stars. Most notably, there was Catwoman, who was Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, and Lee Merriweather. There were also 2 familiar faces playing the Riddler, both John Astin and Frank Gorshin. And did you realize there were 3 actors that played Mr. Freeze? Yep, George Sanders, Otto Preminger, and Eli Wallach. Actress Ann Baxter got to play 2 different villains, Zelda the Great and Olga, Queen of the Cossacks. Holy criminal cacophony, Batman! The fact is, there were many celebrities that were huge fans of the show, and there were plenty of cameos as stars would pop their heads out the window as Batman and Robin scaled the building.